Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your penultimate mod contest map spotlight. Today we're having a look at Willow Tree Farm, which is a fictional Cornish farm by Dusty Dave. Many fields on this map ranging in size from small to big. There is forestry in a corner of the map and a lumberyard to sell your wood and wood chips. However, there is no wood chip storage. The old mill is where you sell your grains and root crops. You own all the fields from the beginning and start with a good range of equipment. Lots to do. Mods included are water, milk, chop straw and manual gates, so you may need to get animation map trigger. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't say you need it. Chop straw might be included in the actual download itself as well. There are two things that you might want to be a bit careful of. Water and milk mods. They are installed in the map itself. So let's have a look at the map. And first of all, I'm going to need to take out the loan. That's more than enough to get my pretty purple pickup. There we go. And, oops, let's get to the pickup, which is there. So, this is the shop, apparently, and either the PDA map is horribly wrong, or he's decided on a bizarre colour for it. Here is the milk sell point, which is not... Pro tip, even though I'm not a pro map maker, and in theory nobody in Farm Sim is, well, nobody in Farm Sim should be, to be quite honest, because Giants own all of the maps and mods you create. It's in the terms of service. Put stuff like this on a flat area, not on a hill, because otherwise you end up with floating stuff, like the edge of this building, and this trigger is partially floating as well. That's a bit of an issue. Now you'll notice around the map there are these red circles and red lines and stuff. I thought rather correctly that they were something from Giant's editor. Now I have been told, well, I wasn't told myself, but it was mentioned on one of the OEB mapping streams, well, the OEB stream where David Oldfield went through all the maps, that these red circles and lines are actually sound triggers from Giant's editor, so he forgot to turn them off before he took the PDA photo. We'll get to the starting equipment at the end, of course. Here's your wool sell point. Excuse me. Pretty basic. It is in the Chris 7710 bullet bill style. Of everything is pretty much based around the shop. So if we go up here, is there something down here? No. Actually going in the wrong direction, but it looks at it. PDA map is in fact... Oh wow, it's horrifically off. Because I'm on the road that's way above me. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that is a really big oversight. So here's the wood and timber sell point right here. I'm actually going to hop back into the pickup because I've just realised I'm going to have to drive around a bit around here. Up here is the wood and timber sell point. And if we continue on, we get to the biomass heating plant, which is crooked because it's on a hill for some reason. Works just as normal. You can see the sound trigger just at the top of the PDA there that I'm currently inside. The wood place. Quality timber. So if we drive over here, we will eventually get to what appears to be the windmill. What is it down here as? The shipping office. And here you can sell wheat, barley, canola, corn, potatoes, and sugar beet. Now apparently there's a freight yard as well, but it's not actually marked on the map, so let's go have a look for the freight yard. Now you'll notice that number one, the PDA map is horrifically wrong. Horrifically wrong. I am apparently driving around inside a field at the moment. Or actually on the edges of fields. However, I can actually see that this field here is marked. I can use the pointer on the map, is marked up here. The field that I'm currently stood in is marked up here. The field over there is marked right here. Fields are not buyable. Bit of a problem there, but it's a bit of an issue on top of the PDA map issue. As you can see, there are 5 fields, but a lot more than that. In reality, they're all already owned, which kind of defeats the purpose of, you know, marking out fields. The PDA map being wrong is going to annoy me quite substantially as time goes on, I would guess. This is not going to be a map that I'm going to revisit, I don't think. Needs a lot of work to fix. Number one, fix the PDA map, and number two, there's some stuff that I'm going to talk about later. So let's see if this thing is animation map trigger. It is animation map trigger, and the gate doors are missing L10s. Wonderful. No shortage of grass. That is the sheep area, by the way, I would think. The cows are down here, and if I go around here and up, and how do you get in there? How do you get in there? Okay. Oh, you go down from the main farm. Okay. I shall return, cow farm. Dang it. I shall return, cow farm. There we go. So seeing as I can't find the remaining sell point, I might as well go around the main farm, which does have a rather nice sign for Willow Tree Farm. There's your storage for corn and for barley. Some of the starting equipment there. These cows are in the ground and absolutely tiny regardless. I've never seen a cow this small. The models just don't have any collisions set to them. It does appear to be a straw sale point, which is kind of cool, I think. But they're literally in the ground and they're tiny regardless, which, yeah, I'm not too keen on that. So over here you have some storage for your vehicles. You've got your wheat storage. Then over here you got your canola storage. Like I said, I'll be back to comment on the starter vehicles in a moment. You got 2 silage bunkers here. And a bunch of stuff. An old class dominator, which quite honestly I prefer to use over... I'd actually love to use a class dominator around this map. Here's the cow farm. You got your manure pit there. An area for your straw, presumably. Milk pickup trigger there. And all of the feeding junk there. You will need to get a water trailer for the water mod. And you'll need a milk trailer for the milk mod. Most of them, you can get some that are both. So here's some tons of storage for bales if you want to use bales or vehicles. That, I knew about that issue. I'll get back to that because I want to have a bit of fun. So here is presumably your bale sell point. Again, more bale sheds and stuff. None of that is dynamic. That's okay. I will get back to the harvester. And yeah, like I already said, you own all the fields. Let's go down and have a look at the forestry area. Normally I wouldn't, but this map is so compact that it's worth visiting, just so that I've got something to talk about. Otherwise I could end this video pretty much now and say, well, it's not that great. Well, it's an okay map, but it needs a lot of work. It needs a whole bunch of work. Again, no shortage of grass on this map. Let's go down and have a look at the forestry, which which is in there because the PDA map is wrong. I almost forgot. Nice dense forestry area, bit of a path through it, very nice. Yeah, let's go visit the main farm again and talk about the starter vehicles. Now I'm gonna pull up next to the combine harvester. So I want to show off a fun bug that has that I know about. I know how to fix the bug, but I want to show it off first, and then I'll show you how to fix it if you decide to play on this map. Which, you know, I wouldn't be too surprised if you didn't. And I wouldn't be too surprised if you did. Because it is a nice looking map, and I'm sure some of you guys can overlook the errors. Where's the combine? It's in here. I'm just going to pull up in here right now. And before I hop into the combine and show off the fun bug, or glitch, or whatever you call it, let's have a look at the starter vehicles. You start off with a T6, which I believe was the tractor up at the shop. A Deutz Fahr 7250 TTV with 260 horsepower, which is insanely big for this farm. Front loader for the T6, bale spike, wrap bale handler, and silage cutters also for the T6. Case IH axial flow 7130, which I'm still beside. 35 foot header for your combine, which is on the back of the which is on top of the header trailer for the header, which is on the back of the Deutz. The Fliegel Bull, a Teradix 600, the obligatory Vitus M, a Grimme GL 420, a Puttinger Novacat 302 ED, Puttinger Euro Boss 330T, Kuhn Primer for your bales, KF 6502 Terror, Kuhn GA 82521 Windrower, the big... no, I don't like this. Don't like having the big pellet spreader at the start of a map. That is a bad choice. Bergman Manure Spreader, which is fine. Marshall Slurry Spreader, which is fine. Roll Belt Baler, which is fine. Bale Wrapper, which is fine. 1600 kilo weight, which is fine. The pickup I bought myself. And the Liebherr telehandler and a bucket for the telehandler, which I'm not too keen on this. But this is to unload the sheds, which is kind of okay. There's a reason behind it. Now, for the combine, you can see that the pipe is going through the wall here. So if I hop into the combine, and hopefully this works, and try to drive, it scoots right up into the roof and starts vibrating, which is lovely. What happens if I try to reverse, actually? Because it vibrates more. Well, that's fine, but how do you fix this bug? And you fix this bug by putting the pipe out and putting the pipe in. And it scoots the combine to where it probably should be, which is with the pipe snug up against the wall, actually slightly through the wall, but not as badly as it was. You can see now that I can't reverse the combine anymore because the pipe collision hits. That's a bug I knew about from OEB. When I watched the stream, David Oldfield hopped in here, or somebody hopped in here, and scooted the combine up into the ceiling. So I knew about the bug and how to fix it, so if you decide to play on this map, now you know how to actually get the combine working. Also, the combine, I think, is a bit too big for this map. That's a personal opinion there. If you decide, actually no, it's about the right size, more power to you. It's your decision, you're the one going to be playing the map. I think it's wrong. I also think it's kind of wrong to, if I go on to this page here, start player off with potatoes in the ground and no way of harvesting potatoes. And you can see exactly how wrong the... Oh good lord, it's actually worse than I thought. I was wondering why one of the triggers was correct on the PDA map. The PDA map is wrong because it's misleading. And that explains one very important thing that I was wondering. Because if I come over here, I think it is, to the hover cows. Where are the hover cows? Yes. You can see that suddenly the trigger is correct. It's only slightly off here, but it's way off at the top and the bottom. The PDA is way off at the top of the bottom. Why is that? It's because he's zoomed in on the map. He's not actually far enough out on the map. On the map when he took the picture. Which means the PDA map is actually bigger than the actual map. I mean, yeah, it's great to see all the details, but it means that the map is going to be ridiculously off towards the sides, roughly right towards the centre, and ridiculously off towards the top and bottom. And the further you get away from the centre of the map, which conveniently is where I am right now, the worse the offset is. And that... oh, that just kind of makes things a lot worse. And I only noticed it because, whoops, because I brought up the... that's the wrong button. This, to show off the potatoes. Or sugar beet, wherever this is. Oh, good lord. The starter vehicle... okay, let's go through this step by step. Number one, the PDA map is wrong because he's zoomed in on it. It's... somebody's messaged me on Skype. Well done. PDA map is wrong because I think I'm set as offline on Skype, actually. PDA map is wrong because he zoomed in on it. It's the wrong size, so everything on the map isn't where you think it is. The reason he zoomed in on it is because he decided to make the... Dusty Dave here decided he'd wanted to make the PDA map slightly misleading and make you think the map was bigger than it is. Which is a no-no in my books, and... yeah, caught you, Dave. Nice try. Third off, you own all the fields. That's just... if you're going to set field boundaries, set them correctly. And set them so that you start off with one or two maybe small fields and a small harvester. Starter vehicles are horribly just wrong. oh dear. Does this cause an issue? No, because it's not attached. That's an interesting way of doing it. Well, personally, because it wouldn't cause any damage to the bucket, I'd have it like that. So that it looks like it's attached. I'll just nudge forward a bit. Looks like it's attached. It's really not. You can attach the bucket there, and that'll do less damage to the bucket. The starter vehicles I think are wrong. I'd prefer to see maybe a T6. Or two T6s. There's a T6, so the one in the shop was a fake. With the bucket, of course. So that you can empty out the sheds and sell your crops. There's a sell point that doesn't exist. In the sales here, the freight yard just isn't a thing. There's only shipping office in the biomass plant. There's no BGA, which if you're BGA heavy, I'm not really that BGA heavy, but if you do enjoy BGAs, there is none on this map, which you're not getting all the features of FS15, and despite the fact that I already use the BGA, I think you should have one on a map to give the players choice of what to do. The fields are cool. I like the fields. They're funky shapes and sizes. Forestry is cool as well. Not having wood chip storage is fine. I mean, placeable piles is a thing. I prefer to see it being a thing. There doesn't seem to be any... well, there presumably is potato and sugar beet storage at the old mill, wherever that is. The PDA map gives you absolutely no indication. And even if it did, it would be wrong. You know, I'm probably being a bit too harsh on this map, but it's entered into the mod contest, which means that it should be of high quality, in my opinion. And so many of the maps and the mods that I've looked at from the mod contest have been low quality. They've been stuff that you can find day in day out on Mod Hoster that just about works and that looks acceptable, but this is the mod contest. This is where modders and map makers are supposed to be showing off, you know, hey, look at what I can do. Look at how good a mod or a map I can make. And there just hasn't been that quality. I mean, BM modding did exactly what I thought they'd do with the baler. They threw a load of scripts at it, made it look almost exactly like a Giants vehicle, and just added that extra quality of class. And that's what mod contest should have been. OEB did it right with the real terrain. I mean, yes, they screwed up a small bit because it had issues with plow spec, but they released a hotfix which is apparently within the rules, as it turns out, because the BM Baylor got a hotfix because it doesn't really work that well in multiplayer. And, you know, that's fine. The BM Tether, I've got a few suspicions that was entered because there weren't enough mods in there, because the BM Tether isn't finished. It doesn't have AO. I don't think it has a dirt skin. And the funky bug that I managed to find with it, where it would just start imploding, that would have been picked up in testing had it been fully tested. I don't think the BM Tether is finished, and I think Giants asked them to enter a second mod because there weren't enough mods in the contest. And obviously Giants rules allowed them to enter one mod per member, which is fine. The English rules were misleading. That's Giants' issues. But that's Giants being Giants. They don't seem to care about the community and just want to look after themselves. I mean, look at how few patches there have been for the game. Bales have gone downhill since release. They're still going downhill bizarrely, despite the fact there have been no patches recently. They seem to be getting worse and worse as time goes on. You know what? The only way I'll buy FS17 when it comes out is if Giants have a whole new engine and deformable terrain and really seem to have put actual effort into the game, because FS15 is just about a reskin of 13. I mean, 13 and 11 were a lot closer together in terms of reskins and whatnot, but FS15 has mostly the same textures and mostly the same stuff, and yes, they changed the grass texture and they added AO to everything and dirt skins and washable vehicles and stuff, and Forestry, which I never agreed with in the first place. Giants dropped the ball significantly, and they're gonna have to pick it up for me to continue supporting them. I'll get Gold Edition for the map and the new DLC and whatever, and that really is gonna make my decision on FS17, I think. If Gold Edition is wonderful and adds a bunch of stuff, and there's probably going to be a Homer DLC as well that I'll probably buy, but they're both going to need to be not Giants quality, but BM modding quality. They're going to need to add stuff to the game, not just, hey look, here's a bunch of new tractors, and here's a new beaten potato harvester. Hooray! Well done, Giants. I'm done. Giants just aren't doing what Giants should be doing. They're killing their own game. There's no publicity about the game. Giants announce stuff once every few months. There's no interaction with Giants. I don't know. I'm going to leave it here. And I know I've gone on a bit of a rant with this video and this map spotlight, and Dusty Dave, if you're watching, the rant has nothing to do with your map. It's not the highest quality map I've ever seen. It's by far not the worst. I still remember that Czech map that actually gave me a headache because none of the textures worked. But this map is... it needs some work. It needs the PDA to be fixed. It needs the sell points to actually exist if the PDA says they exist. The harvester needs to be nudged forward so it doesn't get stuck in the wall. And I'd like to see the fields all have their own individual boundaries and actually be viable, and you start off with, say, you know what? The small field just south of the main farm over there. And maybe that one there. The two smallest ones on the map. They'd be pretty cool starter fields. And then you can bridge out into the bigger ones. Leave the grass fields as, you know, yeah, you can mow these if you want money. Add a BGA and you got a good map. A good small map, which would be brilliant for, like, old style equipment. But right now it's a bit of a mess. I'm gonna be honest. Also, turn off the dang sound triggers in Giants Editor before you take the PDA picture. That's just really annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.